No. The disrespect.
Oh, in a rise and boast. Yeah, we give thanks like we need it the most. We have to give thanks like we really supposed to. Thankful.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is SIREKA. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. We are literally so close to 2,000 subscribers. I can taste it. So please subscribe and support your girl. Leave a like on this video, comment, share with all your friends. We are building our community, everyone. So as you can see from the title of the video, I am starting a new series. I've been doing chit chats on my YouTube since I've started YouTube, but I've officially decided to name it Sipping with SIREKA. So we're gonna sip some wine and we're gonna talk about topics that you are interested in. I feel like I'm talking to my friends right now. Y'all are like my friends community. Love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting. So I poured out my wine. I am drinking Jacob's Creek Moscato. I love Moscato and it's kind of full just because we have a lot of topics to get through today. So we are gonna just dive right into it. Ooh, starting off strong, people. So we have quite a few topics. The first one I'm gonna start with because I'm most excited about is wedding planning. So I am super excited to be wedding planning. If you don't know, I am engaged to be married. So I am in the process of wedding planning right now, and I know it's supposed to be stressful, and it is. It has elements of stress, but I am having fun. I am at the very beginning kind of wedding planning, and I guess it's a part of my personality. I'm a teacher. I'm always like organizing. I'm always coming up with ideas for the classroom. So it's just a part of my personality to want to like come up with things and be creative and organize things. I'm a spreadsheet kind of gal. I'm a need to write everything down in my calendar kind of girl. That is just me. So wedding planning is right up like my element. So right now we've booked a venue. We have a date. We are gonna get married in Jamaica, which I guess is technically a destination wedding since we are based in Toronto, but we are both Jamaican, so it feels like home anyway. So it's kind of both. And although I've only been wedding planning since January, I definitely have some tips for anyone who is getting married, is thinking about getting married. So first things first is definitely set a budget. Any wedding planner will tell you this. Anyone on Instagram who's into wedding planning will tell you this. Set a budget. But for me, I feel like there are two budgets. So there's my, I hope this is my budget, and then there's my, this is probably where I'm going to be budget, but I cannot pass that. So what I mean by that is when you're going into wedding planning, I think that we're all very idealistic. We, unless you're super rich, like we wanna not blow the bank. We wanna have a life after the day, right? Because ultimately your wedding is one day, unless culturally your wedding lasts more than one day. But typically, like in North America, I guess, weddings are one day. So you don't wanna spend your entire life savings on this one day. So I think there are two budgets. There's like the budget that you hope to reach. And then as you start kind of working with your vendors, we did our guest list, and child, there's a new kind of mental budget, like we absolutely cannot go past this amount. So I feel like when you are starting the wedding planning process, you will end up with kind of two budgets. The initial budget and then kind of more the realistic budget. And you have to be very honest with yourself about what you can get done within that budget, just because you don't need to have everything at your wedding. And again, I'm at the very beginning and I think I will continue to learn this. You don't need everything. There's some things you just shouldn't compromise on. Like you don't need, for example, a photo booth or personalized, I don't know, name tags for every single guest. I don't know. But photography, I feel like you don't need to kind of cut corners with that. That's something that after the day is over will last forever. So I want to invest in photography or my dress, right? And these are things that you have to come up with as the person getting married, and you and the person you're getting married to have to have that conversation. What are some things that are non-negotiables, and then what are some things that are negotiables, right? It's so fun. I don't know, I'm having so much fun. Like, we made our guest list, we got to save the dates, I ordered stuff for my bridesmaids. Like, it's really fun, but it is ultimately very expensive. And every single wedding planner I've talked to has estimated that your wedding will cost $60,000 US. So if you are planning to have a guest list of about 100 people, you can estimate that that's how much you will pay. And it sounds like a lot of money, because it is, but then you break it down and it pretty much gets to that point. Unless, again, you are cutting a ton of things, and those are things that are like necessities: food, venue, setting up the tent, place settings for everyone, entertainment, photography, the dress, your bridesmaid stuff, makeup, all of that stuff that you kind of need anyway. That's what it comes up to. So keep that in mind. And you know, something I was reflecting on recently is we've been together for a long time, and after so many years, we're finally getting married. But honestly, I don't think we could have afforded to get married and have the wedding that we want before this time in our lives. Like, you have to be at a point where you're ready, and you have to do what's best for you. Do not compare yourself to Pinterest and Instagram. They are really great places to get ideas, but ultimately it is your day. Do what feels right to you. You do not have to do a traditional wedding in the sense that you follow every single thing that has been done since the beginning of time. Break the norms, break the traditions, or keep them. Like, I think that for me, I'm gonna be very traditional, and I'm excited to kind of keep those norms. And if you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. And if you want to do that, that's also totally fine. But like, I just think wedding planning is such an exciting time. Like, I have, and I've said this before, I've not been someone who's been thinking of their wedding since they've been born, since they were a little girl. So it's fun now that I've kind of reached that stage of life that I get to kind of think about my wedding, that I get to be so involved in the process. And as I said, my personality is just that. Like, I have to look at every single detail. I am just so excited. And another topic that came up is, how excited are you to be married? So my partner and I have been talking, and it's like not much will change between us in terms of our relationship. We have been living together for almost 5 years, and we operate like a married couple. We have like a joint bank account, we pay the bills together, we have a dog together, we vacation together, we talk about everything, we hang out every day. Like, we kind of operate like a married couple already. But I'm a person that, as I said before, I've not always wanted to get married, but now that I've been with someone for so long, it is really important to me to have that label, and that's just a personal preference. Literally the only thing that will change is that we'll be legally recognized by Canada as being married. We even pay taxes together. So literally that's the only thing that will change. Like, my partner is my best friend in the whole world. Like, the whole world. I always say that this person is my best friend, he's my person. So literally it's just a label at this point. I'm still very excited for married life. I eventually want kids, and something that was important to me was to be married before I have kids. So I'm excited for that, just like new chapter in life. I am all about stability, and this for me is a symbol of stability in our relationship. Like, it's just a promise that we're making that we're gonna be together forever. And you know, in God's plan, God's name, we will be together forever. And that is, I'm just excited for that phase of life. So let me know if you want me to keep you updated with wedding stuff. I haven't really been too open with my wedding details, because ultimately that is going to be a surprise for everyone, and something that's very private and sacred to me. So I will give you as much info as I can, but the planning process has been awesome. We are, again, just in the beginning stages, and I'm excited to see where it goes. yeah, so that's it for wedding planning. So the next topic is achieving productivity and setting goals. Love this stuff. This is my bread and butter. I have made other YouTube videos where and chit chats about how to kind of reach the best version of yourself. But again, I will reiterate that my like personality, I realize I'm a type A apparently. I looked it up this week. I am very organized and I like to know kind of everything that I can know about, you know, where I'll be in the future. Obviously, I'm not a mind reader. I can't see into the future, but I can definitely create steps in my life that hopefully will lead me to the future that I imagine in my mind. In terms of achieving productivity and setting goals, I think the first thing too is defining what productivity looks like to you and understanding that it will not be the same every single day. So people think that showing up means like being at 100% every single day, but if you come in at 10%, you're still showing up. You're just showing up at 10%, okay? So I think that understanding and kind of your limitations around productivity, you do not have to be creating a new business every single day to be considered productive. If you get 1 or 2 things off your to-do list, you have been productive, okay, for that day or for that time that you've set aside. So in terms of productivity, define what it means to be productive to you, and then ensure that your goals match that definition. So at the beginning of the year, I created a vision board where I defined what my goals were under several categories, and each category relates to an aspect of my life that's important, be it health or wealth or relationship, family, faith, things like that. And then I created very specific achievable goals under each that I can actually attain by the end of the year. So for example, under like relationships, I said I want to hang out with each friend of mine that lives in Toronto at least twice for the year. And I know that sounds very like small and minimal, but when you think about adult friendships and how busy you are, the year just runs by and then you realize you haven't seen the person the whole year. So that is a very clear, specific goal. And that is me being productive. Like, I am being socially productive. I am deepening my relationships and my friendships with people around me. That's productive. The key is, do not oversaturate your goals. Do not have 1,000 goals that you need to achieve by the end of the year. It's important that your goals are realistic, time-bound, and serve you. And I think that having too many things to focus on will be confusing for you and then might lead to disappointment if you can't fulfill all the goals. And also you need to be able to give yourself grace. If you do not achieve all 20 goals, that's okay. You achieved 15. Focus on the fact that you achieved 3 out of 4, like 3/4 of your goals. Okay? So that's my tidbit in terms of achieving goals. The next topic we can talk about is Love is Blind season 6. The whole season is a mess. It is a mess, but I love it. Like, the drama, oof, it's everything. Like, I saw this TikTok, my friend sent me this TikTok, and it was like, when you skip over the healthy relationships to see the drama.
Skip. But when does this game play?
Why is that me? Why is that me? Because I'm gonna skip over Jeremy and Amy. Oh my gosh, Johnny and Amy, to see all the mess that is Jeremy and Laura. Here are my thoughts. Kenneth did not like that girl. Like, he liked the idea of the girl. After they left their like bubble in DR, he was like, yeah, I realize I don't want to do this. He was like disrespectful. He was just waiting for the moment for Brittany to be like, yeah, like, I have like a moment of doubt. I'm a dip and I'm a text while I dip. Because that was crazy. What do you mean you're texting? Imagine you're breaking up with somebody and they're just texting. No. The disrespect. She's gonna be better without him. Jeremy, I don't know why he chose Laura. Like, I think, as he said, like, he was, I don't know. Because from the pods, they weren't really giving the same way Sarah Ann and Jeremy were giving. And now it's just messy because you dragged Laura into all of this mess when you dead ass knew that you wanted to be with Sarah Ann. What do you mean you were parked up talking to her till 5 a.m.? What? Sometimes I wonder, like, do you not think? Are you not thinking? Because nah, that's a no. Clay, walking red flag, but is like somewhat self-aware that he's a red flag. Like, he doesn't know he's a red flag, but he knows there's something, like, he's not ready. He's just not ready for the commitment because of his parents, and someone needs to tell him that cheating is not genetic. Like, he is convinced that he's gonna cheat because he's seen his dad do that. AD needs to listen to this man. Like, he is crying out for help. Like, that last episode when he said he's been watching Love is Blind and he's seen all these men already, but he's not sure if he's gonna say yes at the altar. Like, AD, wake up, girl. Brush through your hair and wake up. Her hair stresses me out. And I feel like we all have bad hair days, but like, she stresses me out with that hair. I need somebody to just brush it down, brush it down. But still, you know, she's still cute. And like, I kind of hope they work out. I don't know, but it's like, they have work to do, the two of them. Who else is there? Trevor, oh, Chelsea and Jimmy. Chelsea, respectfully, needs therapy. And again, because you need therapy doesn't mean anything, like, it shouldn't be stigmatized. Like, I think she does need therapy. I think that she is dealing with issues from her past. The fact that she thinks Jess is very good looking and that contributes to her insecurities. She just needs therapy. She needs to work through what she's going through mentally, because it is not healthy. She is projecting on that man. Like, when she said, like, I don't want a man that goes out, I'm just confused. Is it that her idea of a perfect relationship means that they're both at home all the time together? Like, this man can't have his own life. Like, I don't know. It's like too much going on. The fishing was too much. I think Mackenzie saw you out, and then Jess saw you out. Like, girl, no. I think that like, she just needs support to be able to get to the point where she can have a healthy relationship with Jimmy. Props to Jimmy for being super patient with her, because honestly, I don't know if I personally could manage that personality type. I think also, like, these men who had wives or fiancés or girlfriends like while filming or before, I cannot wait for the reunion, because we need to get into all of that. We need to dig into that. Why were you on a show if you were engaged 2 days before the show started filming? Huh? And like, why didn't you tell your like, this is what's baffling me. Why wouldn't you, or unless the people knew, because like, those background checks were giving, we letting everybody through. We letting everybody through into the show because we want the drama. And again, I love the drama, but this is also people's real lives. Like, I'm just trying to imagine people finding out that the person they're getting married to was engaged 2 days before they were filming. That will bother me. I don't know. Maybe it won't bother them, but like, the whole season is a mess, child. Like, I don't know. Predictions for the altar. I think Johnny and Amy will say yes. Like, they'll both say yes to each other. Clay and AD. I think Clay gonna say no and AD will say yes. And Chelsea and Jimmy. That's the hardest one for me, because I feel like Jimmy's gonna say no. Like, he'll come to his senses and realize, like, even though he's like, I'm gonna fight for the person I love, I hope he comes to his senses and is like, she needs to, like, I don't know if they'll break up, but I don't think they will get married. Like, not in this episode. They need to work on stuff. And then, is that everyone going to the altar? Because I don't know if Jeremy and Sarah Ann are actually going to the altar. Y'all, that scene where Laura is bawling and in the background Jimmy and Sarah Ann are on the jet ski. I gotta drink to that. Like, I think Laura also has things she could work on, but that was like, that was so wild to me. His heart is broken, and he like, whatever, I'm gonna be with my real woman. Oh my gosh, poor Laura. Okay, and then the last topic for today is Risa. Is her name Risa Tisa or whatever her name is, and her man. Listen to me. I did not watch all 50 parts, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, this person on TikTok, Risa Tisa, whatever her name is, she dropped a 50-part Who Did I Marry TikTok series where she's talking about how her man essentially was a con artist and scammed her. He wasn't the person she thought he was. First, if you watch all 50 parts, congratulations. Like, I could not do it. I read a summary. Second of all, like, I feel bad that that happened to her. Like, scamming, I don't care however you spin it, like the victim, like I always typically feel bad for them. Even if you feel like the signs are obvious, the person shouldn't have fallen for it, it still hurts that it happened to the person. That being said, the signs were so clear. Like, I feel like there were some red flags that she wasn't like picking up. There were some things in there that was like suspicious to me, like they were just trying to get a car, and then he kept coming with excuses about why they couldn't get it. Like, that is a red flag. That is a red flag. I feel like there were some red flags that were obvious that she was not, either she addressed, like she acknowledged them, but maybe the thought of being in love and having this man. And then the thing is that he was fooling her because he trapped her by being on it in the beginning of the relationship. So I think that would confuse me too. If somebody's like doing things at the beginning of the relationship, then it's like, oh, of course I trust you, like you showing up, but then all of a sudden those things stop because he knows how to hook, line, and sink. You know what I mean? He's a terrible person, and I hope he faces consequences, because the fact that he's scamming people and telling her that people is dying, like that is wild to me. I hope she gets all the brand deals, because after going through that ordeal, she deserves the best. She deserves the world. I hope she gets a better partner who treats her amazingly. And I hope that this situation allows her to look at other situations with more clarity. Period. We hope the best for her. So yeah, so I feel like those are the topics I wanted to cover in my first episode of Sippin' with SIREKA. I didn't finish my wine, but I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.